Good morning, Stampin' friends. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. I see some of my friends coming on. I love it. I love it. Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen here. And it's not normally a day I'm stamping or I'm live with you guys. I'm normally stamping. I'm just not live. But I happen to be home alone this weekend. My farmer is away for the whole weekend. And so it is a whole weekend that is just me and my stamps and my studio. So I have been obsessed with this stamp set, Calming Camellia, and it is our host stamp set that is available during celebration, and I've been playing with it and I am like, oh my gosh, because I don't know about you guys. Do you all say, every time you see that catalog, do you guys say, do I need another flower set? Do I really need another flower set? I find myself saying that an awful lot. But yes, we always need another flower set. And so I thought, well, I'm just hanging out here alone this weekend, so why not come and stamp with a bunch of my own or a bunch of my favorite stamping people. So yes, and it is like my own little private stamping retreat. Now I will give you a warning. I am home alone. Today is my puppy's birthday. He turns 3 today. And he just decided he needed to go outside and nose around a little bit. Since I'm the only one home and it is bitter cold out, I have a feeling he is going to demand to come back in shortly during my Facebook Live. So if I need to run out and let him in, please forgive me, but live videos, there's no stopping and starting. We're just going for it. So let's take a look at this stamp set. Like I mentioned, Celebration. It is on page 17. So in case you didn't see that, page 17, when you have a $300 or more party, workshop, class, your own personal order, because right, we're among friends here. We know how easy it is to order $300 ourselves. You can get Calming Camellia for free. And I honestly, like I said, I really was like, oh, it's pretty. I'm not a flower person. I'm not a garden person. Like, I think they're pretty, but I'm not into all the names and what they are. But I started to look up the camellia and I posted, I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted a couple little fun facts. And so fun fact, in case you missed it, fun fact number 1 is this is Coco Chanel's favorite flower to wear, because it doesn't have a scent that would interfere with her famous Chanel number 5. And I thought that was kind of cool. Fun fact number 2, I do believe my mom told me that this is her man's favorite flower. And fun fact number 3 is it's a bush, actually, and they can live to be like 100 to 200 years old. The oldest one, I believe, is in Japan, and it's over 200 years old. And I thought, well, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So let's see what else. And while you guys are coming on, I'm going to do a couple quick reminders before we really get into stamping. I am hosting my Pampered Stamper Retreat. We have in-person and to-go options. So if you guys are not local to me, you can grab a retreat in a box and you get all the goodies sent to you. And this event will be March 4th through the 6th. Holy guacamole, Anne. 30 plus inches of snow. Okay, hopefully you're okay. Obviously you still have connection, so yay for that. Talk about your own personal stamping retreat. You guys are gonna be stuck in for a bit. Might as well get the stamps out, right? Wow, I know New England is getting hammered. It kind of moved away from us, which was fortunate. We have a dusting on the ground. It's cold, but we just have a dusting. And thank goodness it's cold, because my town is hosting Ice Fest this weekend. So I was down yesterday. The whole town is covered in ice sculptures. And so it was really fun to go down and have lunch with some girlfriends, stroll around the town. There was a little sprinkling of snow and it was not bitter cold yesterday. So always good to be cold when you have Ice Fest, for sure. So back to our retreat, registration does end on Monday. So if you are interested in more information, you're going to come back to this video, go to the description, and there will be a link there with information about how to either attend in person or to grab yourself a retreat to go. We are focusing on the heart and home. So I'm really, really excited. That's what I'm stamping today, is some of our projects. Then I wanted to make sure you guys know that the All Together Suite, or I guess I should call it collection, it's coming available on February 1st. So we have got a bundle. We have got some black and white designer paper 6x6, and then we have the long-awaited neutral tone blends. So those will be available to customers. If you're a demonstrator, you were able to get these a month ahead of time. And but we do have our neutral tone blends, this gorgeous black and white paper, and then a great bundle here. So that will be available February 1st, and I will be sharing some stuff with that as well. All right, let's see, what else do I want to share? Just a quick reminder, as I mentioned, that All Together bundle was available to demonstrators a month ahead of time. So that's a great perk that demonstrators get, in addition to our 20 to 25% discount every single time that we order. And we do happen to be running a special during celebration. There's always a great time to join during celebration. Here is some information on your back page in the brochure. 2 free stamp sets of your choice, any amount. So you can grab that in addition to your kit, which is $99. You're going to pick $125 in product of your choice, 2 free stamp sets. Go big or go home, right? And then, of course, you get to be a member of my Moveless Stampers team, and I just love them to bits. Love them to bits. We have a great time as demonstrators, and we all know, I always say, being a demonstrator is like going to Kohl's with a coupon. I never go to Kohl's unless I have got a discount. And so as a demonstrator, you always have a continual discount on all the products that you love. And the great thing about Stampin' Up! Is they let us triple dip. So we can order, we can get any customer special that is available. We can order just like, get all the perks that our customers get. If our order is a certain amount, we get host benefits. As a demonstrator, you do get host rewards, which means if your orders hit 150 US, you get additional free product. And then of course you get that discount, that 20 to 25% discount. So triple dip, love it. As always, my friends, should you have any questions about that, let me know, because I am happy to talk more about what I love to do. I have the best job. I have the best job, no doubt. I get to stamp every day. I get to meet all kinds of amazing people from across the world, and I get to set my own hours and do my own thing, and I love it. All right, stamping time. Yeah, you guys ready to do some stamping with this gorgeous set? I am going to use the new Designer Series paper. So here is a quick little show of that All Together DSP in black and white, and you guys who know me know that I love black and white. My entire wedding was black and white, and then I also love that you can add it with a pop of color. So there's one side, and then you flip it over. We've got black and white on the other side as well. Great for coloring, great for adding a pop of color, or great just for allowing it to be as it is, black and white. So I am going to use a little bit of that. And let's get started with our first card. Let me get all my goods. So far, so good. I have not been summoned to the door to let Breckenridge in. He must be out eating snow. That is his favorite pastime. All righty. Now, I am going to do a little big shot. Oh, sorry. I got to put money in the swear jar. It's not a big shot. It's a big boss. That's what I call it. The big boss. I am going to show you a little bit with that because I want to focus on the Love and Happiness hybrid stamp set. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the hybrid stamp sets, but the embossing folder and the dies work together, and we're going to use that today. So we've got some Petal Pink. Hello, friends who are coming on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen. Happy Saturday, my friends. So Petal Pink, and I've got 3 pieces of it, right? So I've got 3 pieces of Petal Pink. That's our card base, and I have 2 different layers. And then I also have a little label here. And I always put the dimensions for the projects in the description of the video once it's recorded and on my page. So if you're watching and you want to know what the sizes were, just hop back into the video description and scroll down, and you will find the dimensions there. So you don't have to try to be frantically writing things down or going back and having to rewatch the whole video. So I'm going to take this piece right here. Oh, there was my signal. He's scratching at my door. All right, guys, hold please. I promise I will be right back, but I gotta let him in because it's too cold for him to be outside long. So hold on 1 second. Okay, everyone, so sorry about that. But the birthday boy wanted to come back in. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do is grab that embossing folder, and then I'm going to grab this heart. And how about this, you guys? I just learned this. You put the heart right there in the groove, so it is going to cut and emboss at the same time. Nope. So I've got my big boss here, and you're gonna get a very close-up view because my camera's pretty close to it. So there we are. We have our heart. It's in that little groove. I'm going to attach my paper here and get it lined up. Oh, we're having trouble seeing. There we go. Get my paper lined up where I want it to be. I don't want it right in the middle. I want it kind of closer to the top. There we are. So we have that lined up. Now, because it is a 3D extra thick embossing folder, I am using plate 1 and plate 4 to die cut that out. I will tell you, you might rock a little bit here, so take your seasick pills. I don't normally try to die cut on camera, but this I definitely wanted to show you because it's so cool. Okay, so now when we open that up, we're gonna get a little heart that we can use on something else, or you could put this on the inside of your card. So you have a die cut heart that is embossed, and then you're going to have your stitched heart right there ready to go. And also with that same bundle, there is the tag that I'm gonna use. I did that ahead of time. If you guys don't have this one, this is a fantastic stamp set. It's one I've been needing in my arsenal because I lack anniversary and weddings. So this one is perfect. It's also got for my husband, for my wife, Happy Valentine's Day, and then just a lot of celebrations for wedding and anniversary. So I really, really love that one. All right, now I will tell you, you will get a little bit of impression on your die, on your folder from the die, but not bad at all. Like, it's not cut through, it's just a tiny little etching in there. So go ahead and do them together. Any of those hybrid folders, you can cut and emboss all at the same time. Super, super cool. Okay, so the next step we're gonna do is take a piece of white. I just had it. Okay, here we are. And I've got my 2 colors here, Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo. So we're gonna ink up our Camellia stamp set in the Petal Pink, which is a very, very light pink. I like this a little bit better than the Blushing Bride. It just, that Blushing Bride is just a smidge too dark for me. It's almost more of a mauve color. Remember when mauve was all the rage? Oh my goodness, was that the 80s perhaps? So now I'm gonna take Flirty Flamingo, and I've grabbed a little dauber, and I'm gonna pick up some color, and I'm just gonna pounce it around the flowers. This is kind of a blind technique. You're not really gonna see what you're doing until you actually stamp, but just adding a little bit of color. Then I'm gonna huff on it a little bit, just put my breath on, just in case any of the ink started to dry. Then you always say that little prayer to the Stampin' God since you're live, and you're like, please let this work so I can show all my friends how cool it is. And there we go. So we've got that two-tone color on there. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I will, while we're here, shout out to Mary Deathridge. This is her card. I saw it and I was like, girl, I am so making that card that it's just gorgeous. Just simply gorgeous. Now, while we've got our inks out, let's go ahead and stamp. And I'm gonna do You Make Me Smile, and this is from the Camellia stamp set. So let's hope I can get this lined up on here. Easier said than done sometimes. So there we go. You Make Me Smile. And that's it for our stamping. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna overlay my, oh my gosh, excuse you. My dog is standing here belching. All right, so I do need to trim down some white. So I'm gonna grab my little mini trimmer here, and I'm just gonna cut a couple edges so that I can decide where and how I want to line this up, because I want a lot of the flower to show through that little heart window. So I always like to stamp on a bigger piece of paper, and then I can just trim down and you know, move it around to where I need it to go. Okay, next step, flip this over, and we're gonna use a bunch, you guys, a bunch of Pop-Tarts. So we've got our Pop Dots out here. So if you hang out in my studio, you're hang out with me online, you're gonna know I have all kinds of fun names for these little pieces here. This we lovingly call these guys the Pop-Tarts. So I'm going to frame my heart. So that's gonna give it some dimension. So I do wanna have a lot of them. I'm not gonna be sparing with these. I want lots of dimension on this card, so I don't have it sagging in the middle. All right, let's peel these off, and then we're going to attach that to our white. Okay, there we go. Now we can move this around so we get our best view of those gorgeous, gorgeous flowers, and just pop that down like so. Let's flip it over, and I'm going to add some adhesive to my white panel. Oh, we're running low. Let's hope we can make it through this video. All right, so we're gonna add that to another layer of our Petal Pink. So it's tone on tone on tone. And I really think that really makes that flower pop out in the middle. So we're going to finish that up by attaching that to our Petal Pink card base. I'm so sorry, my nose starts to run. Cool, goodness sakes. All right, now, next step is I have some of this Petal Pink ribbon, and I like to just take it and kind of wrap it around my fingers a little bit, because we're just gonna add it not as a bow or a tie or anything like that. We're just gonna add a little bit of that ribbon behind our sentiment. This can be a little bit tricky, but there's really no right or wrong to it. So I'm gonna put, where do I want it to go? I want it to go under the You Make Me Smile. So a little bit of adhesive here, and then I just kind of wrap that around my fingers and kind of pinch it in the middle. All right, do over. Wrap it around your fingers, pinch it in the middle, and then I kind of just stick it to my sentiment. Now I'm gonna offset some pieces a little bit, so I want that one to come up that way, and you can kind of fuss around with it a little bit till you get it how you want it. So when you flip it over, you can see how you have just a little bit of that ribbon on there. Next step is to smash it down with dimensionals. So I put my dimensionals down here, and this is where sometimes those little bitty dimensionals come in handy. So I'm just gonna use those pop dots to hold that piece of ribbon down. Well, thank you guys all for sharing. I love that you do that. I appreciate it so much. Y'all are just the best. Now, here's one thing that I noticed when I did my first one is this piece already has dimensionals on it. This piece has dimensionals on it, but it's almost like a double layer, and it gets a little saggy in there. I don't know if you can see the sag. So what I had to do was pop it back up very carefully and add me a second dimensional under there so that it met the height. There we are. So now we don't have any sag on there. Ooh, tricky, tricky. Now everything's better with bling, right, friends? So I grabbed some champagne rhinestones, and these have been well loved. This is all I have left. So we are going to just pop a couple champagne rhinestones on here just to bling it out a little bit. And there we are, a gorgeous, gorgeous Calming Camellia card in Petal Pink. So here's my original. My ribbon just went a little bit of the opposite direction. So isn't that beautiful? So don't forget to like sponge some color on your stamp, and then you kind of get that two-tone look. All right, so that's nice, and that's light and very springy and very pastel. Let's go next and be like, bam, let's get some color. How about some color, like in your face color? I told you what I love. I told you what I'm drawn to. Black and white, and bam, pop a color. So this one, I've got my black cardstock. And don't forget, you guys, if you're just now coming on, when this video is done, you can always hop back on to the description on my Facebook page and find the dimensions. I will put the sizes on there for you guys. The other thing I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and follow my page. So if you haven't already done that, while you're there, just give us a little follow. And that way, when I do go live, you will get alerts and notices of all the fun things I got going on. Here's that black and white paper. I'm not sure, survey time, this side with the little crosses, or this side with like the plaid. So comment and let me know which side you prefer. I could go either way. I really could go either way. So let me know what side you prefer. And while you guys do that, we're going to go ahead and stamp. I do need to clean because I had done pink. So I want to get rid of that. So we'll clean our stamp set just a smidgy here. And now, Magenta Madness. Oh, boom. Pink. Pink, y'all. Love the pink. So I am going to tell you a little thing that this is just what I do. Because this is a very big stamp, I leave my stamp face up and I bring my ink pad to my stamp. Normally we would go this way, but see how it's bigger than the ink pad. So to make sure that I have all my area colored, I take it and I go a little bit opposite. So anytime I have big stamps, I like to take my ink pad to my stamp. All right, pink it is. I have a piece of white, basic white, that I cut out with the stitched rectangles. Woo! Is that not stunning? Ah, I love it. And it's the stamp, y'all. The stamp is etched that way. It's one of those detailed stamps that it's just made that way. You don't have to do a thing. It just comes out that gorgeous. So I already ahead of time layering circles and basic white, basic black, and I need a stamp. It's gonna be you. I love being your friend. Did I have black? I do. All right, and so I'm gonna do the same thing. I wanna make sure this is good and dark. I re-inked these, so let's hope they come out nice and black. There we go. Alrighty. Since I just juiced that up, I'm gonna give it a second to dry because I literally just refilled it. Normally it dries really, really quick, but sometimes when I re-ink my pads, I like to give it just a little time to set. And it looked like most of you, it was kind of a toss-up, but most of you said the crosses. So we're gonna go with that. And let's add some adhesive and add this designer series paper, which is cool because the first card I made is with the plaid. So I'll be able to show you how both of them look. And did I mention that this is embossed with the Painted Textures embossing folder? So I did that ahead of time. Another, almost a must-have in my arsenal is that embossing folder because it gives just some great texture and looks almost like it's, I don't know what the word is, spackled, like it looks very, very 3D, that embossing folder. It's very cool. So we can go ahead and attach this to our card base. Uh-oh, we empty. It's all right. I have a demonstrator who got me some more. So we're going to take a moment and share what I do when it's time to change my seal. A lot of boogies get in here. So I tend to pick off the big boogies because sometimes they will catch on the roll. So if there's any big globs of, see right there's one, look at that booger. So I'm going to get rid of those on both sides. Now, I mean, it's kind of gummy. It just is. That's the bane of adhesive, is it's sticky. So you'll have them sticky. So I don't worry about them not being completely clean, but what I want is no big globs of adhesive stuck there. So let me grab a refill and I will be right back. Hold, please. Okay, so now all I have to do, I'm very careful when I get these out of the pack because there's no, you know, there's adhesive right there. Like it's ready to stick down to anything. So I am careful not to really get my fingers on it because if it sticks to my fingers and I move my finger, like it may start to unroll itself. So we've got those two holes right there and these two cogs right here. And so they just need to fit together. And then I'm gonna close it and snap it. Now you may need to roll it forward to get the adhesive flowing. And that's all there is to it. So just in case you hadn't changed your refill yet for your seal, that's how to do it, y'all. Alrighty, so we can add this to our card base. Moving along here. We're gonna put some pop dots on the back of that. And we do one in each corner. One in the middle for luck or sag. We don't want sag, do we, friends? We do not want sag. There we go. I'm going to offset it just a little bit because I want my sentiment to come down here and I don't want that to be too low. So we can glue our sentiment together now. Just a little bit of scallop showing there on the edge. Dimensional and a little seal should be all we need. I love being your friend. It's true, kids. It's true. I love that you guys come and hang out with me. Thanks for being my friend. Oh, now that reminds me of Betty White and that song singing in my head. Golden Girls, love them. All right, so everything's better with bling, isn't it? So let's go ahead and add a couple matte black gems to this one. And one more. There we go. Okay, so there is our black and white with a pop of color. Stunning, right? You like it too, Jean? Yeah, I black and white, it just draws to me, which is funny because, side note, I have Great Danes. I have one right now. This is my first one that's not black and white. He is actually gray and black, but my other two girls were black and white. We also live on a dairy farm with Holsteins, which are all black and white. And black and white is my theme. And there is our other card right there. So that's what I got, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out here in my stamp studio. Don't forget, you guys can shop online anytime at jodybrechbill.stampinup.net. Here is my host code that is open right now. And then, of course, if you have any questions or you aren't a big online shopper, you can message me and I can hook you guys up. So don't forget to follow my page so that you always know what is going on. And it is definitely time for me to sign off because my mom is calling me. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I will be right back here with Movie Monday on my YouTube channel as well as on my Facebook group. So hopefully you guys will come back and join me for Movie Monday. Have a good one, friends.